It was a very surreal experience when you pull up to the MS Therapy Centre. You see a prefab, and it's a bit like an old caravan for all the world. And I thought, my God, what lies in there?
This building is very outdated, it looks very old-fashioned and it looks very, very shabby from the outside. We can't imagine how it must feel being newly diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. It can take a lot of courage for somebody newly diagnosed to come and visit the centre for the first time.
And I decided there and then, I made a little pact with God that, if I got my walk back, I would highlight this awful illness and that no young mother would ever have to go through what I went through. When I was first diagnosed, they told me that, I had MS, and I said, what's MS? Because I'd never heard of it. And I said to him, will it kill me? And this consultant said, I know. He said, it may cripple you, but it'll never kill you. We all have a nerve in our brain that sends signals to our body to utilise our muscles. And with people with MS, that actually doesn't work.
The problem happens to the nerve when the myelin sheath is attacked, and therefore there's a hole made in the myelin sheath, and the nerve can be damaged partially or completely, and this will prevent messages from getting from the brain to the part of the body needed.
I used to go to the gym, I used to be out drinking, if the truth be known, and I'd have a hangover. And I'd burn the candle both sides, and I always thought there was something amiss. Even when I was younger, playing football or playing volleyball. Even the day after I got married, I can remember coming down the stairs and we were going on honeymoon. And I said to Michael, Jesus, my legs. And it was like as if I was walking in quicksand and I was pulling them.
We're still researching, even well over 100 years research has taken place, and we still don't really know.
Next week. One memory is vivid for me is I was eating the dinner and I was eating with Michael and my head just slumped into the plate, and I thought, oh my God. Now that I know I have MS, I can actually relate all that back to it.
And it meant I couldn't write, but I could continue going to school.
For me, 13 years ago, I was taken to the William Harvey with a suspected stroke, because prior to that I had lots of pins and needles in my right hand and leg. I had a lot of dead legs and a lot of heaviness. Sometimes I couldn't get out of bed in the morning.
I was able to continue my life, school and nursing and midwifery, and then sadly it took its toll and began to affect my legs, and far more severely, and I had to stop working, unfortunately.
I suffer from quite a lot of fatigue and tiredness. Every morning before I get my kids up for school, I have to wake up an hour earlier, as I'm literally glued from the waist down. So I have to wake my legs up, and it's an awful sensation, because it's like waking millions of bees. And the pins and needles come up my leg, and then I get sharp pains.
In the late 70s, a handful of us realised that we needed an MS therapy centre, and gradually we raised enough money to build this little centre, which was just 2 porta cabins.
Not only do we provide hyperbaric oxygen therapy for people with multiple sclerosis, but we also provide neurophysiotherapy, we have acupuncture, reflexology, body massage, we have a nutritionist that will give one-to-one nutritional information for people. So it's a very wide spectrum of services that we provide.
And we've been through all sorts of ups and downs. We've had floods, we've had leaking roofs, all sorts, but we've kept going. It's been fantastic.
At the moment we have about 350 members registered with us. Around 150 people use the centre on a regular basis, on a weekly basis.
I've been coming here for about 5 years now. It's really changed my life. various treatments I have.
Your whole life sort of changes once you know you've got MS.
So with our hyperbaric chamber, obviously essentially we use it for treating people with multiple sclerosis, but we can also make the therapy available to people with other conditions too. And there's a whole host of conditions that can benefit from oxygen therapy.
So I'm breathing pure oxygen as if I was 24 foot below seawater level.
Well, I come in each week and I enjoy oxygen therapy, and I have a massage on my back and neck, which greatly helps my posture and releases the tension in my muscles. Yeah, it's so good.
I'm having it 3 times a week now, and basically I go into a chamber and you put a mask over me. It hydrates my red blood cells, and my fatigue, I have gone from sleeping 2 and 3 hours a day to power napping 20 minutes a day, and there's sometimes I don't power nap at all. The first thing I saw, oddly enough, was sandbags. I thought, what are they doing outside here? So I nervously opened the door. It was just like somebody had hit me in the nose. All I could see was walking sticks and wheelchairs. And you know, I looked at them for a second, and then I heard this laughter and this, oh, I did this, I dropped this. And before I knew it, the sticks and the wheelchairs had disappeared. I suppose that day changed my life forever, really, because I discovered that there was a community of people like me with MS, that, you know, they were normal, because sometimes, you know, having an illness, you know, can kind of mess with your head.
And I just enjoy coming and meeting everybody, and you never know who you're going to meet or what you're going to talk about, but it's always positive.
Tuesdays is my day where I have my oxygen, have a good chat and a laugh, and you know, nobody sits here being miserable.
But seeing all these people, and there wasn't one sad eye in the place, and you know what? I fell in love with it that day.
We need to be doing what we're doing now, but on a much bigger and better scale. That's why we're in desperate need of a new building.
People like me with MS at this moment, there is no cure. So we need to rely on each other. We need to rely on the centre. And those therapies are our cure, because that's what keeps us going till we find the cure. Before I ever came along in 2008, they have been fundraising tirelessly, the members, to build this new centre. And we get no government funding at all. We get nothing from the NHS. Everything is all fundraised. Another volunteer like myself, her name is Steph Senior. We were chatting away and we said, right, let's get an appeal set up. And we met Karen and Tony Mayer, who's our chairman, and we put a plan in motion. We called ourselves the Kent Butterflies because the new building has got 4 wings. So on the wings of a butterfly, we can fly. Well, when the butterfly appeal was launched, there was just over £300,000 raised. In 2011, Frank Brake, a retired local businessman, became the centre's patron. We announced on the 4th of February 2012 that Frank Brake would match everything raised. And he's an extremely intelligent man, because what he said was he capped it for 2 years.
And I can see that this valuable service will not be able to continue for a lot longer without having a new building, a new facility.
To build our new therapy centre in Canterbury, it's going to cost £1.3 million. And we have £1 million in the bank.
The matching money continues until the end of 2013. We're now getting quite close to that date. Now, in this time, it is essential to raise £150,000, which will be matched in order to meet the targets so that the building can start in March next year.
To everybody watching this, I ask you to please take 1 or 2 seconds. Please come and be part of our hope. Please, there is no cure for MS. You can have a coffee morning. Even if you cannot raise money, talk to people. Spread the word. It's all about PR. Nobody knows MS can affect any of your neighbours, your children, your grandchildren. This centre will be vital for people in East Kent in the future. To companies, I ask you to please support us. It is good PR. Please, you can make a difference. We need your help. Thank you very much. Below the film will be a link that will bring you direct to the Buy a Brick campaign, where you click on it, you can buy 1 brick for £2 or as many as you want, and you can leave your personal message. Thank you.